What's up, guys? It's Coaster America, and it's been 5 months since I've recorded a video, but not gonna worry about that. I'll tell you guys why in a different video, but let's get into this one. So I figured the coaster season is coming up, so why not record my top 10 rides at Darien Lake? And of course, I can't say roller coasters because Darien Lake only has 7 of them, which is kind of ridiculous. However, you guys give me good feedback on my Darien Lake videos, and I know more about Darien Lake than any other park, so I figured I'd show off my opinions on the roller coasters and other rides there. So within this 10 is every thrill ride or moderately thrill ride, as well as all the roller coasters, except for just 2. So excluded was Rolling Thunder because I don't like super loops, and the Silver Bullet because of this. But now, besides those 2 rides, let's get into my top 10. So my number 10 is Cornpopper, just because it's a vintage fun ride and I get some decent airtime. Number 9 is Predator. This ride has gotten really unbearably rough. It used to be my favorite coaster due to its amazing airtime, but now the airtime just adds to the roughness. It kind of reminds me of Magnum XL 200 at Cedar Point, because the airtime hills just crush your thighs, and I really wouldn't be the slightest bit upset if it was replaced by an RMC. It's very outdated. Coming in at number 8 is the Moto Coaster, and this might be one of the most intense launches I've ever ridden, and yes, countering with Top Thrill Dragster and Maverick, just because when you're sitting in that position, it makes your stomach drop, and you feel like you're going to explode right out of the seat. However, besides that, there isn't any good elements to complement the awesome launch, and the rest of the coaster is fairly mediocre. Coming in at my number 7 is the Boomerang, and it's a Vekoma Boomerang. Fairly rough, especially the vertical loop backwards. It destroys my back, but I usually ride it once or twice during the coaster season. Number 6 is Shipwreck Falls, which is the only water-based ride in this list, and it always provides a non-intense, however fun ride. The lines are usually fairly short, and they operate more trains than any other roller coaster in this park, excluding Tantrum. Number 5 is the Viper, and this is the first roller coaster at Darien Lake, as well as my first ever roller coaster, and it's a classic. I can enjoy this with my family and friends, whether they like roller coasters or not. It's a good beginner ride, although it has a lack of intensity. It has some solid inversions, including a vertical loop, a batwing element, 2 corkscrews, and also has a tunnel at the end, which adds to the ride. My number 4 is the Blast Off, and not much to say about this one. It's an SNS drop tower, fun launch, and you get good views of the park. That's plain and simple. My number 3 might cause a little bit of controversy, but it is the Mind Eraser, and there is a lot of hate for the SLCs, but I happen to like this roller coaster a lot. First off, there's always a short line because nobody else likes it, and adding to this, the Vekoma SLC layout is very strong for an invert. It's better than a lot of other inverts that I've ridden, and many people just dislike it due to the sheer roughness within the layout. However, I don't think this model is that rough. I find this coaster very intense as well, and especially the Sea Serpent roll right off the bat. I think the Mind Eraser is the most underrated roller coaster in the park. Coming in at my number 2 spot is Tantrum, Darien Lake's newest roller coaster, and although I think this roller coaster is very overhyped, it's definitely a top 3 Darien Lake roller coaster in my mind. The 97-degree drop is one of the best drops I've experienced, and it seems to last longer than it really is, and it's packed with great elements in its short duration. It's also very smooth, and the ride experience is enhanced with the padded lap bars rather than the over-the-shoulder restraints, and I would love to ride Iron Shark at Galveston Pier to see which coaster is better. In number 1, all of you guys probably guessed it, it has a strong place in my heart, the Moose on the Loose. You guys all know I was joking. It's Ride of Steel, the intimate beast of the park. This is a coaster that I think will remain in my top 10 at all parks for a long period of time. I have ridden 2 hypercoasters, Behemoth and Magnum, as well as 2 Giga coasters, Leviathan and Millennium Force, and I think Ride of Steel is stronger and more intense than all of these coasters, excluding Leviathan, just because Leviathan's layout was outstanding. This is my go-to ride at Darien Lake, and I've ridden this coaster a lot, in each and every row multiple times, and never fail to be surprised. The airtime is among the top 5 of any coaster I've ridden, especially in the back, which is my favorite row because the airtime is 10 times better, and it is still running fairly smooth after running for almost 20 years. This ride's layout isn't the strongest, but the loads of ejector airtime make up for it, and this is why it's my number 1 ride and roller coaster at Six Flags Darien Lake. I appreciate you guys tuning into this coaster countdown. Comment your opinions down below in the comment section, and more videos to come with the start of this year's coaster season.